Welcome to MED-SuMo. MED-SuMo is a client-server application. The first thing to do is to connect the graphical user interface to the server. To do so, you go to the MED-SuMo configuration window and enter the right IP address, port number, and a secured access using the username and the password. Then you click on Test Connection. You're connected to the server. And then you get a list of available profiles, which are the list of available databases to be browsed. This one which is selected is a fragment database, which is fine for our demonstration. You can change the working directory, which is the folder where the runs are stored locally on your desktop. Then you click OK. To build the query, you just go to the SuMo menu and click on Launch SuMo Search. Here, you can start by opening a PDB file. Yes, SuMo is a target-based software, then it's needed to have a PDB structure to start with. You can either download the PDB file from the 3D viewer or from the server. I can demonstrate both of them. The first is to select a structure from the 3D viewer. So just open a 3D viewer, then open a file, for instance this 2OH4 file, and you get the PDB file that was stored locally on your desktop in the graphical user interface. Then you click on OK, and the file will be processed automatically, and there is an automatic detection of binding site that will appear soon here in this window. So there are 3 ligands, 2 sulfate, and 1 ligand, which is the inhibitor, which is shown here. I can turn the structure in the 3D viewer, and what you can see is the 3D query made of surface chemical feature. There is a dictionary of features which is here, and you can go and visualize that using the SCF color legend. So there are hydrophobic features like this one, this gray one. There are edge-bond donor, which are called delta plus. There are edge-bond acceptor, which are called delta minus. There are formal charges like the positive ones and negative ones here. So that's more or less a pharmacophoric-like description, plus some features, surface chemical features or SCF, which are specific to proteins, like the one that we can see here, which is a sial group. To build a query, you can use the detected binding site, or if you don't know where is the binding site, you can actually use the whole protein. Yes, SuMo can handle the full surface of the protein, and then the whole surface of it will be compared to the PDB. If you're not satisfied with detected binding site or the whole protein, you can build an advanced selection by clicking here, and you can click then here, and you get the menu for advanced selection. One of the features that you can have is to build around one residue. So you select that and click on Add Item. Then you can pick up a residue in the structure. Residues can be sidechain, or that could be also ligand. Let's click on the ligand and select a radius of 6 angstrom. Then the query is built and is defined by all the SCF which are at less than 6 angstrom from the ligand. If we want to extend this query on the right part of the binding site, that's easy. We can just go to around residues and click on an item, and we can pick up 1 or 2 residues. We also have to define a radius. Let's choose 4.5, pick up a second residue, and click Escape. And look at the results. The query is extended to the right part of the binding site. The query is actually made of a logical combination of those 2 selection and it's here where you can be modified, and you can add some more selection. You can, for instance, use chain, which is useful when you want to define a query around a given chain or a query which is made of a given chain. You can use also SCF and atoms to build the query. Once it's done, then you can save this list, and then this list can be loaded again if you want to reuse that. So that's it for the building of the query. You can now launch the run if you want to compare to the whole PDB, that just by clicking on launch. Or if you want to search only to and compare to a subset of PDB code, you can type them here by hand, or you can define a subset using the database browser using some keywords, and you will be able to build a list of PDB code that will be filling this text area. Or alternatively, you can use another molecule if you want to make a pairwise comparison. Something to mention is in the SuMo and preferences, you can go to the connection tab and select the maximum number of hits to import. By default, this is set to 1000, but you can go higher, and you can go till 5000 if you have at least 4 megabytes of RAM on your desktop. This is important to set that because if you, for instance, consider a protein kinase where there are many protein kinase structures in the PDB, then 1000 is not enough to get a complete list of fragments, and you may need to go to 2500, which is the case here. You just click OK if you want to keep that value, and then that's ready. We can check. We have the job name here, which is given, and everything is ready to launch a job. So let's launch a job. The query is processing on the server side, and the job is running. Now we just have to wait for the end of the computation.